In the headquarters of Norman Scrap, we have the Drake Clipper.
Please visit us again.
Another useless ship we want to have a look at. So in the vehicle loadout manager, we got the regatta livery. Yeah, we put that on. We preferred the red one, but for whatever reason we don't have. We have size 1 components everywhere. Nothing really special. But here, oh, it has a massive amount of missiles available. Size 1. What? Size 3. Lots of size 2s. Yeah, size 3. That is impressive. For that kind of ship, look here. Size 2. More size 1s. More size 2s. The heck. Lots of missiles. And then we got down there. What is this? Size 3? Yeah. Size 3 guns. So, wait. 4? Yeah, size 3 energy guns. We do the attritions on. Yeah, just attritions. And then Gatlins. Size 2. Are these size 2? That is impressive, yeah. Weaponry for the Drake Clipper is impressive. And this is how it looks like with the regatta paint on. And we really gotta say, this is probably the ugliest ship, the ugliest ship we've ever seen. It even looks uglier than the RSI Constellation series. Yeah. But the missiles, impressive loadout here. So let's have a check. What can we press? Yeah, we have the fuel port. What else can we press outside of the ship? There is the ramp, front ramp. Okay, and oh, look, there's another button here. Elevator. Oh wow, that is fast. This is the elevator speed we ever dreamt of. Elevator looks very similar, just a smaller version of the one of the Caterpillar. But the speed, yeah, the Caterpillar should have the same speed like this elevator. And you see those, the accordion brings us up. First floor. There's a ladder to go up to the second floor. Yeah, well, we are not old enough, yeah, we still can climb ladders. But we do not prefer ladders, but rather ladders than elevators, of course. So we can press lights, yeah, it has a delay in turning on and off lights. Nice. Armor rack. Yeah, we saw concept pictures. We don't like the idea of these suit lockers. And here, bottom rack, multi-tool pistol. In the middle, primary. And down here, what is down here? Yeah, kind of similar like in the Vulture. Power saving mode on. Alright, so have a look inside. Next room. We can turn on and off lights the same way. Dims slowly afterwards. This is the bed. Is it? No. Not the bed. What is it? Put on the lights. Hot surface. Ah, this is the stove. Alright. So the ladder. So, okay. So the stove where we can lay down and grill ourselves. The panel, probably engineering or something else. And here, here is the bed. Here. the light. Oh, what is this? Can we hang on a poster here? We don't have a poster, but this is definitely not the bed to sleep. This is the med bed. And that is what we would say justifies the heavy price of 150 IRL for this ugly ship. There are 2 capsules for med shells, and we can put on some drugs. Let's have a check. Max drugs. Okay. It's getting blurry. No, I can't see clearly now. Oh, that was a stupid idea. Yeah, for a ship review, being on drugs, not a good idea. So let's have a check. Can this bed reduce the drug level? And it can. Okay, awesome. We can continue the ship review. We have a storage over here. 1,350 internal ship storage. Awesome. Then we have some cabinet here. Yeah, we would say the kitchen, but it's not a kitchen, yeah. Still the mat. And a proper sink. Imagine that. A proper sink in a Drake ship. Unbelievable. And here the typical med terminal. No buttons to press. The engine. We would say this is probably the most dangerous room. Nice touch. So components are locked behind this. What is this doing? Nothing visible at least. So the med bed. The stove. Upstairs. Second floor. Bridge, pilot seat. Here more some components rack hidden behind this locker thing. Nice and neat. This is oh, look at that. You can lock the fuse behind this one. Awesome. Yeah, these little details, not sure what they add to the game, but it's nice to see these little details. We can even transfer 2 passengers comfortable. The living area. Another proper sink. Unbelievable. Drake, what do you do? And here, oh, wait. Oh. Here we can sit, read a book or whatever. And over here is the actual bed, where we can lie down and bed log out. Do we have storage in here? Doesn't look like. Lights on and off. The same way like the other ones, yeah. Slowly dims. Another internal storage, 650. So 2,000 SU, 2,000 is 2 SUs. In total of internal storage. That is awesome. Something is missing. Engineering room, the actual engineering room. Oh. A fall trap or fast exit, depends on the situation, right? Up into the pilot seat. Not that claustrophobic as in the ARCs. Yeah, it looks like a staple. Yeah, in Germany we would say a Tacker. A Tacker with wings. Ugly. That is the surprise ship of CitizenCon 25, sorry, this year. But the sound is impressive. So it is a Tacker with engines and wings. Ugly as hell. So gear up and wings fold with it. That's nice. We kinda like the paint, gotta say. It actually adds, or it fits to that ship. So thrusters. Looks nice. Yeah. I mean, what should we say? It is just ugly. Oh, but the sound. Yeah, sound is awesome. What do we have here in the cockpit? Probably the gear, exit. To the right. Oh, lights on. Wow. We can even turn off lights in the cabin here. Awesome. And it is dark now. Engines on. Yeah, bottom left. Flight ready. Engines on. Sound is awesome. Yeah. But it is an absolutely Drake ship, yeah. The cockpit is Drake, panels is Drake, engines are Drake, everything is Drake. Functional, not good looking, but highly functional. So what we haven't talked about, we missed the shitter. We haven't found a shitter in that ship. But luckily we don't need a shitter because we can shit in space. So they say Clipper. Clipper is a cargo ship, but we cannot put an 8 SU box into that ship. So we try smaller. 1 SU. There's the grid. It is a 12 SU grid. Nah. 12 SU grid. And as you can see, it is some sort of a challenge to bring the boxes into this ship. Nice. So just seeing this, yeah, the combination of a mad bed and the combination of being able to transport cargo boxes, this would be the perfect ship for shoot and loot. If you do bunker runs, if you do this sort of mercenary contract, this ship is perfect. We would even say this ship is even perfect for someone who does this mercenary stuff and want to spend IRL money for the second or the first ship after the game package. Now we see the Tucker flying in space. Did you hear the sound design? Almost sounds funny. But what we notice here, you see the glass? You see the glass? Nobody touched the glass. There is no dirt on it, no fingerprints, no nothing. It is just a clean, slick glass. But at least it appears like. Not like the Vulture, yeah, you claim a new. It is ugly. Yeah, so we are heading to Orison. It is IAE still, and we want to rent the ships for today. At the time of recording, it was Drake Day. Do we need to go up there? Yeah, we are flying with joysticks. Since Alpha 4.4.0, we're kind of forced flying with joysticks. Something went wrong with the settings, but it's highly okay. because now we are forced to fly with joysticks, and so we learn now flying with joysticks. It takes practice, definitely. It needs to have a learning curve. And if we wouldn't have been forced to, we never would do it, because we already have the joystick since a year and never really flown with it. Yeah, so fast exit. First step, second step, and here we go. Go to the IAE origin spaceport and follow the signs. Yeah, those who can read have advantage over those who cannot read.
At Orson Skyway
Almost
Shuttle
a minute
service,
to the shuttle.
Getting there half the fun. No stress, no mess. The next shuttle is approaching the station.
This is a 3-minute ride to the Vision Center here. This little ship is the Perseus. For many people long awaited, and we will wait until we can scrap this thing. Speaking of a scrapper, yeah, this is the RSI Salvation ship. A new salvaging ship. We have no idea why they do that, but we have some as an LTI token. Pretty affordable, 60 IRL. But as we said, we are here to rent ships. So we will have a look what ships are available. Origin is still available, Drake. Buccaneer, Caterpillar, the Cutlasses. Golem, Herald, Vulture, Clipper. Yeah, you can rent these ships before you pledge for it. Not spending any dime. So we rented a few of these ships and now we go back to Hurston. Whoa! Yeah, you cannot fly out of the hangar with wings down. Sound design. They improve these sound designs. Meeting our friends at Zephyr. Their cockpit is very high.
Landing gear down. Landing complete.
It doesn't rain today, so that means we see stuff a little bit more clearly. And we have a box with us because you may remember from the previous video, the Golem Arts, they have, oh look at that, they have some gems prepared for us. And we want to bring those gems into our little box to sell it later on. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, we have triple monitor set up. And that's why you cannot see everything what we have. But we can slide here back and forth just for you. And then also the Aphorites, we also bring the Aphorites into the box. But what we had seen here, this one, yeah, that is the actual reason why we came here. And we call that fuel money. But because we have a clipper, we want to showcase how we can utilize the clipper. Yeah, and it started raining. And when it rains here at Zephyr, it rains hard. Yeah, global chat. usually we have a circle of, let's say, friends here in the verse, and sometimes the the talk we have, the chat we have is pretty interesting. And most of them are some sort of like-minded. We have no idea how much money they wasted into this project, but we would say similar amount as we did. And we did that much money that we could get rid of the game package. Ooh, look at that. And here, usually we find a loot box. Yeah, these glowing loot boxes are back. And there is water and a gun. Yeah. The custodian gun, it's not really a very... Look at that. Widow, all four indirect. Ready for us to pick up. So we want to have a look at this custodian gun, because it looks like a new one. Yeah, it's just a custodian, but looks like a new one. Yeah, just that green stuff down there. Yeah, just the green stuff. Beside that, nothing else. Just a custodian. And seeing the widow waiting for us, we bring the gun into the box. Yeah, drag and drop. There, this is some sort of shoot and loot without the shooting aspect. So, 4 of them. Yeah, 4 of them. And 3 mazes. That is amazing. And we go to Orinth. Still on Hurston, yeah. We are a Hurston kid. So there are boxes laying around there, as you can see. And we are not sure if other players are around, so we need to be quick. So everything is out. Close the ramp so that nobody steals our ship. And selling the stuff here at the commodity terminal. We have 3 units of maize. That gives us 88,000 plus 4 units of widow, 3,400. Yeah, we would say that is a proper amount of fuel money. So we want to get rid of the gems, and we choose Hadley. There are several HDMS, Hurston Dynamics mining stations or something. We need to refuel our body. And here we're gonna sell these dollar vines and F-rights. Okay, move on. Oh, what happened here? Only 1 gem. Yeah, this move all button in the Freight Manager still doesn't work. It's amazing. For more than a year now, 324, they released these outside freight elevators and still not working properly. Yeah, if CIG would develop medical centers, we will never have an accident. We rather prefer to die instead of going into that medical center.